Hello everyone, I'm CrypticFox, and welcome back to the farm. We have a little bit of work to tackle today. We have a few crops that are ready to be harvested and brought in. We can sell those off. We need to feed the dog. He's been hungry for a bit. I think I've been forgetting to feed him, and I don't know whether it actually requires... He's a little glitchy. I don't know if he requires food to actually survive or not, but I guess we'll find out. Over here we have our chicken pen, of course, and I think that someone was saying that the eggs, once they start laying them anyway, will start to show up over here. They still have a decent amount of feed, so we don't have to worry about that. But behind our farmhouse here, we have this canola field that we planted. We fertilized it, tried weeding it, which pretty much only... What is going on with those birds? That's weird. The birds are like levitating up into the air onto the porch. Okay. Graphic stuff. Good times. So we fertilized this. I tried weeding it, but unfortunately I didn't get to the weeds soon enough. So it has quite a few weeds in here, which is certainly going to hurt our crop yield. It's probably dropped by, I don't know, 10 or 20%, which kind of sucks. But we need to bring in this canola. We have a field back here which we've already harvested that I think had either wheat or barley in it, so we need to bring that in. And actually, we just emptied the combine at the end of the last video, so we're going to need to bale the straw that's out there. And then we're going to need to go sell some stuff. Now, I have a third field over here with some stuff in it that's already been planted and is growing, and it might actually be getting to that point where it needs weeding too. Fertilized 50%, weed 0. Okay, so not so much. We do have the weeder ready so that when this thing does need weeding, we can give it a quick spin. But we should probably fertilize that field again, and we'll harvest the one over here. So I think first things first, we'll get started on the canola because I want to bring that cash crop in. That can be sold at the restaurant, I believe, for a reasonably good price. So we want to try and cash that in. And then I think today I'd like to try to tackle. Some of the contract work that we can do. Try to earn some extra cash for our farm as well. We're getting down in money a little bit. And while we can take out loans, I would prefer not to if we can manage it. And instead, just try to come up with other sources of cash. Now, the chickens, when they start producing eggs, will give us a cash output there because we can sell the eggs off, which would be good. I got to figure out where I sell them to. I imagine the restaurant will take them. I mean, they always need eggs, right? Oh, man. But I'm not entirely sure, so I'm hoping that the restaurant will take those, or if not, we'll have to figure out where we have to take them. I may need a bigger truck soon, too, because we just have the pickup truck to haul things right now. Oop, don't go in there yet. Get that started up. All right, I think we'll get the combine started here, hauling in all this wonderful canola, and then we'll just hire somebody to finish the job out for us. Let them tackle that. Now, the canola doesn't produce any straw, so we don't have to clean up the field for that so much. We can actually just till it later. You can see all the weeds and stuff in here. That really sucks. We'll see how far he gets before we actually need to refill, and then we'll just sort of take that issue as it comes. Now, down over here, we have a spare tractor. Actually, might as well just use the... rather than running around everywhere. Just use the fancy teleporting they have in the game. We'll grab the baler. We'll get started on baling the straw over here. Now, this is not a job we can hire people for, unfortunately. The straw has to be done... manually, which I guess is okay. It's a relatively small field. I can see for a larger field it causing some issues. And I hit the wrong button. There we go. We'll haul this out to the back field. Start baling up that straw, and then once it's all baled, of course, we'll have to pick the straw and stack it again. And whoa! All right, there's a flagpole there. Superb driving skills right there. So we'll get it all baled, and I think we can actually sell the straw, too. I haven't tried selling any yet. It can also be used to make things like silage. If we're going to get any more animal pens, we're going to need it to kind of provide some clean bedding and stuff for the animals, too. I think I'd like to try to get some cows or something. I think that would be pretty cool. All right, we get this all lined up. Let's see. We want to start up the baler. We need to unfold the baler. Oh, I didn't realize I folded it all up. This is very little to unfold. It's basically just the drop gate at the back. Drop all that. Get this rolling. Oh, I think I accidentally hit the button to raise it back up again. That would be bad. Alright, that's working well. It's going to take a little bit, but we'll buzz up and down this field. We'll get all the straw taken care of. And then by then, I imagine the combine will be pretty full and we'll have to empty that out. Alright, we're on the last row of baling. We got a few bales out of this, but not a ton. These fields really aren't that big. So, I mean, the amount of straw we get isn't really a huge amount, but that's okay. It'll still add to the stack that we have over there. Again, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that necessarily, whether we'll just keep it for pens or try to sell it. I should try to figure out how to sell it, I guess, so we can have sort of an extra cash crop, even just from that. Sort of double down on what we can get from wheat and barley, at any rate. All right, so I think the baler's full now. So we're gonna need, there's a thing here for emptying the baler. Where is that? Turn off bales, let's pick up cruise control. Turn off baler. There we go. Unload the baler. We can do it only after. We should get 2 bales out of it, I think. Only 1? No? Just 1 this time? Alright, I guess that's it. This is all done. Go park this back over by the barn. We'll swap it out, I guess, and grab the bale picker. I should probably take a look and see how the combine's doing over there in terms of harvesting up the canola, because it's going to be getting relatively full, I think. Oops. Man, I really need to plug in a controller for this. Keyboard driving is just terrible. That's good enough. Drop that there. We'll grab our bale picker. Again, this is not a task, unfortunately, that we can hire out, but it shouldn't take too long. There's not that many bales, really. Let's take a look at our combine and see how that's doing. Harvester is like 3/4 of the way full, so we are going to need to empty it soon. I think we'll take this. We'll grab our little tip trailer. Maybe we could drive up beside the combine and see if we can get him to empty on the next round. It'd be cool if we could get him to empty while he's still driving, so we could save a little bit of time. Because if we have to swap out and stop, then we have to hire an employee back again and all that fuss. If we could do it while it's on the roll, that would be great. Now I gotta catch him while he's going down from the right side of the field to the left side, because we don't want to drive through the canola. That'll just wreck it all. Watch out, dog, we're coming through. Man, that rooster crows at all hours. Helper D has a nearly full grain tank, 80%. All right, so we timed this pretty well, I think. If we can get up beside him when he's making his next run, he's gonna have to do some weird backing around and stuff. It's actually pretty close to the trees over here. It might actually be helpful to knock some of the. Oh, you're driving through the crops, but it's a good thing the computer player, when they do that, doesn't destroy the crops, unlike me. When I drive through them, it flattens them all. I don't know how the computer manages it, but if nothing else, that's probably a good reason to hire these guys. Just because they have mad skills in the not crushing the crops department. Okay, let's see if he'll actually empty on the fly while I drive up next to him. Will you do it automatic? Oh, he does. That is amazing. Okay, we gotta get it close enough, though. And then I gotta try to match his speed so we keep it in the trailer. Come on. Get in there. Get in there. There we go. There's the canola pouring in. Now we gotta match. Oh yeah, that's not spilling. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we botched that up a little bit. I wonder how much I lost there. This is a really weird way to drive to try to line this all up. Oh man, we're just messing the whole thing up. All right, well, we lost a bunch of canola for no good. This is something I'm definitely going to need to practice a bit. Come on. There we go. There we go. Fill that up. It seems to be taking a lot to fill this thing. No, 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 no! All right, hold still a second while we empty. So I don't know that we necessarily saved much time there. I could see on a larger field this would be really helpful, being able to pull up beside, match speed and everything. Apparently I'm going to need a little bit of practice with that, though, because I think we dumped a little bit on the ground. That cost us a couple bucks, I bet. Drive this over. We'll just ditch it in the silo for now until we have enough that we can make a worthwhile run down to the restaurant. There's no point in taking multiple runs for smaller wagons full if we can avoid it. Alright, we have canola here, we'll dump that out. Achievement unlocked, reap what you sow. Nice, got an achievement for putting away our first crop. Very good. Okay, we'll ditch this here. Actually, you know, it doesn't really matter. I can just leave that right there. We don't Oh, you know what? That's not entirely true. I did actually want to spray that field one more time, so we'll drop this. We'll go hit this first field here with a second dose of fertilizer. Which I believe was this one over here. Hopefully it's relatively full. $723, so not a huge amount, but that's okay. It doesn't really take a lot. We can get this started, and then we can just hire somebody to finish it. That'll work out all right. Let's see. B to get started. Let her rip. Hire a dude, and we're out of here. He can finish doing all that. We'll go pick up the straw bales. Drop them back at the farm. Actually, how's the weeds doing over here? Still showing no weeds. It seems a little weird to me, but all right. One moment we're going to have nothing, and the next minute we're just going to have like this huge amount of weeds, like super tall and too big to take out with anything. Good times. Alright, so where's our controls for this thing? I don't remember. We need operating position. Oh yeah, this thing's pretty straightforward. Just operating position and then folded up position and transport. There's not really that many bales out here. And some of them actually ended up in weird positions. I don't know how they turned sideways like that on me. Some mad skills. Should go pretty quick though. Hopefully we can hit these at a weird angle and still pick them up. Just give it a little nudge. Oh yeah, hit grabs is pretty easy. Oh jeez, I smoked that one with the tractor. Alright, we'll just give it a little nudge. Doesn't look like they can break apart, which is kind of a good thing. Where's the bale? Oh, okay, I thought I would actually have to hit it, like end on the bale, but it looks like it just automatically picks it up the correct way. So this one here, I don't really even need to worry about the angle I hit it at. Although I do have to hit it. That's kind of a thing. Alright, it's fully loaded. Let's put it back into transport position. Take it back over here. We can dump it out right with our other stack of straw, I guess. The one that I accidentally moved. I didn't realize I could pick these up by hand. I mean, they look bigger than your average... your average small straw bale. I'm familiar with like the smaller square ones, but we never really, we never really bailed with the large squares. You would think they would be too heavy to pick up. I just smoked my whole stack. Didn't realize how much the trailer was sticking out the back of this thing. Okay, well, you know, this is really not going well. I need some serious practice with backing up with the trailer because this is just abysmal. But we'll just throw a stack down here. I guess it doesn't really matter how well it's stacked. All right, so in order to unload the bales, we need to hit Y. That will lift that up so we can get it in the right position. I think once we have this set down, then we can back it up a little bit more to get it a little tighter with that other stack. Yeah, that's pretty good. Back that up there. That's our trailer positioned. Okay, and then hit it again to unload the bales. We can pull out from the stack. Lower the platform. And we're good to go. Alright, sweet. So we have a second stack. I made a mess of the first one, unfortunately. Oh well. Okay, our comment over here is finished, so we can go unload that. This is finished with the spraying, so we're going to need this tractor again. We'll snag this thing. You hit the weeder just a little bit there, but that's okay. So that field should be fully fertilized now, which would be great. Should get a decent yield out of that. Now, I think I planted canola there as well, so just to kind of add to what we already had. Drop that off. I'm going to take a look for weeds here on the way by, just in case we do need to weed it now. I keep waiting. Like it should have lots of weeds, but we got nothing. Nothing. It is definitely canola, so that's good. Alright, let's just get our harvester emptied of canola. I'll pull up a side here. I should probably go a little farther forward. There we go. Now, once this is empty, we can take this back to the field, and I think we have other... I think it's either barley or wheat I have over there. Make sure that's going to reach all right. Perfect. That's awesome. All right, that was a reasonable amount. The canola seems to take up a little less space in the trailers and stuff. Now, our yield was probably lowered because we had the weeds and things, which, you know, isn't great. But it shouldn't have been that bad, because we did get a chance to fertilize and stuff, which would help. So I think it's if you don't fertilize and you get weeds and things, it lowers your yield by as much as like 20%. So the field was fertilized, if not properly weeded. So I guess we have that going for us. We'll also need to cultivate that backfield, but I'm not gonna rush to do that because I do want to get out there and do some contract work and make some more cash. Probably after we sell the canola that we managed to bring in there. All right, let's hit this corner of the field. I hit the wrong button. There we go. We didn't want to drop it. We just want to start it all up. Make sure I got it all lined up properly, too. We're getting some long grass in here also. I may actually have to get a mower just so we can go through and cut all this stuff. And then we can bale it up for hay, which I guess we could sell also, since we already have a baler. Get extra win off of our... not quite hitting the edge of the field here. The perspective's a little different than if you're like actually in the vehicle. All right. So we missed a little strip on the edge. Ooh, what is going on? Wait a minute. This should be making straw. What's happening here? This is barley we're bringing in. So we should be able to get straw out of this. Where's F1? Select tool is G. Dismiss worker. Hold the phone. Enable straw swath. That's what I want. We want to be able to get the straw. Alright, we hit the end of the field, so we'll turn this around. Get it started again. We'll hire a worker. They can do the job. I missed one swath of straw, which, you know, unfortunately, when we have a baler, there's really no point in not picking up the straw, I guess. Okay, hit up this thing. Oop, get it straightened out. Oh my gosh, I really need to do something about my steering. All right, worker, and away they go. All right, that time we got better efficiency on where we got into it, and we've got the straw swath going. Probably have to do this little strip at the end when it's all done because we missed that when we started, unfortunately. Okay, so that's good. Other wheels over here. Still no weeds, 100% fertilized. This field's looking good. All right, sweet. We have 2 fields that are going to need cultivating. Man. There's never-ending work on this farm. I think I was looking at this correctly. We can sell our crops at the restaurant for canola and make a decent profit. Restaurants, the price has come down a bit. It's only $16.51 since we planted. That's not great. Grain elevator is now the best place to sell it, but that's a little bit farther away. So we're going to sell this at the restaurant. The price on this was higher when I planted it. Unfortunately, that's kind of the nature of trying to chase a cash crop. Is when you plant it. It might be worth more than you actually get to sell it for. Which kind of sucks. Central grain elevator is also the best place to sell our barley. Once we have that. Although I suppose we could just feed it to the chickens maybe. They'll eat wheat. I don't know if they'll eat the barley. Alright, we have a little canola in the wagon already, but in the trailer around there. But, oh, jeez. Okay, I need to like go into first person mode when I'm driving this thing or something. I don't know. I'm doing terrible here. Get this positioned underneath. And then we should be able to fill this up with more canola. Canola! Start that up, please. I think we're... Oh, man, we probably have... There's 8,000 in here. We probably have enough for a couple loads, which is pretty cool. We'll drink this over to the restaurant. See how much cash we get out of this. Man, it takes a long time to haul grain down here with this tractor. This thing is super slow because it tops out at like 15 miles an hour. I think I'm going to try and hook the tractor or the trailer up to the pickup truck and see how that goes. Let's sell off the canola here. So again, we should get more than 8,000 for this, which would be all right. Add a little more cash back into the bank account, which we've been depleting pretty steadily. Not looking forward to having to buy fuel and stuff. 13,102. Wow. Okay, I got a little more than I was expecting. That was pretty sweet. That's a good harvest. Now, I think if we continue to plant canola and we do it too much, then it'll actually deplete the price because the little supply and demand thing. We'll be producing all kinds of supply with lowering demand. So it's not like we can continue to cash in just on canola, but we'll have to kind of pay attention to rotating our crops a little bit and see if we can stay on top of the stuff that's actually producing a reasonable amount of money. On top of just producing stuff that we might have for any farm animals we end up getting. Looks like our harvester is on just pretty much just the last swath there, I think, to harvest this field. So pretty good timing, I think. Oh, no! Didn't mean to drive through there. I wasn't paying attention. Hopefully we didn't wreck too many crops. I don't know if it actually affects them when they're small or it's only when they're bigger, but... no. He's got another couple rows. Alright, so let's take the trailer back here. That's what I should have been doing with the bale picker. Instead of trying to do it from third-person view, it's a little easier to... What the... That's quite the drop-off. A little bit easier to manage the steering of the trailer when you can see out the back and stuff. The steering works a little more simply anyway. So we'll ditch this over here. I'm gonna hook up the pickup truck to this. We'll take it into town that way. That should go a little bit quicker. That was weird to pick up the whole... Oh man, this is actually... It's gonna be a bit of a weird angle. I don't know if this pickup truck's gonna work, but I guess we'll find out. It's just a trailer, so it shouldn't require, like, crazy amount of horsepower to pull it, but... Okay, we can start filling this. We want it with canola. Yeah, it's actually gonna take 3 trips to sell this all. That's pretty sweet. We must have started with some already in the silo. Wow, this trip to the restaurant is much better with the pickup, but we can come buzzing through there at like 50 miles an hour down the majority of the straightaway. That makes this way simpler. We save so much time. So I'm going to keep doing that rather than taking that poor, slow little tractor. This should get us another 13,000 and change, unless the price changed between when we brought in the last load and now. And then I think we have one more wagon full we can bring, or at least close. 12,927, so the price did come down a tiny bit, not a lot. Alright, last load of canola down to the restaurant. This one's not a full load, it's only like 5,000 and change, I think. Still, we should get a decent amount of cash of this. We only had like, I want to say like $35,000 left in the account. Now we're sitting just over 70,000, another 9,400 there, so that's pretty sweet. All right, so we basically doubled the cash that we had on hand, which is certainly going to come in handy. So I think that what I want to tackle now, after we empty out the harvester, is looking at some contract work and see what we can do for other people to earn some cash. Now, there's some different jobs like hauling things around. We can do like harvesting, fertilizing, all that kind of stuff. So we'll see what's available. And then, depending on what resources we have, we might actually be able to use the materials we have or the machines we have now. Or we may have to actually just lease something. See how that goes. Looks like the harvester must be getting full. He's got the... Oh, actually, he probably is completely full. He's got the auger out, ready to go. The machine's still running, but he's not going anywhere. So I guess he's just sitting and waiting for me. It's kind of a waste of fuel. Alright. Unload that barley. Alright. Oh. Yeah, you know what? Let's just, we've got room in the trailer. We're going to drive beside this guy for a minute. See if we can get him to empty a little bit more in. It's not really getting a consistent flow. We'll keep this pretty much empty. Now we don't have to go make another trip back. There's still a little strip there that we haven't taken care of, but I'll grab that later. Alright, we got all our crops off the field. I guess we should try and see what we can do in terms of contract work now. Contracts, here we go. Alright, so we have a contract for cultivating. Owner offers a reward of 5,360 for cultivating field 7. Cultivating, harvesting, cultivating, fertilizing, cultivating, transporting. Harvesting, transporting. I feel like cultivating field 7 is pretty good. 5,300 bucks just for driving around and doing some cultivating. And I can actually get it started and then hire somebody to do it for me. Now, if I lease equipment to do this a little bit more effectively, lower my payment by 1,400, which isn't great. Where is field 7 exactly? Field 7's way over there, though. That's a decent-sized field. I mean, the cultivator that I have is pretty small. That's going to take a lot of trips up and down the field to get that done. I mean, considering the size of the fields that I'm working with here, this, you know, these ones are like 10 times the size of what I'm working on. So I probably will need to lease equipment to tackle that. So maybe I should go after something that's going to pay a little bit better if I'm going to wind up leasing anyway. Field 8, for example, is going to pay $11,000. Probably because it's even bigger field. Okay, so let's take a look at what we can get from a cultivator perspective. We do have something already, but it's relatively small. Oh my gosh, there's some big options here. 120,000 for that one. That's crazy. I mean, this one here has a span of 12 meters, 8 meters, 6 meters. I don't remember which cultivator I got. It might be this coon one here. I actually don't remember. But if that's the case, this one has only a span of 3 meters. That's not good. All right, so I just realized that actually, you can just hit a button. It automatically leases the equipment that's necessary for doing the job. So the leased machines are waiting for you at the shop. Remember to fill the tools you need. That's amazing. So I didn't have to go all through the trouble of doing that. And by leasing the equipment, I didn't have to go spend the full cost in order to get it either. So we just grab the materials on hand, and that is amazing. So that's going to be great for earning a little bit of extra cash because I can just lease the equipment that I need. It lowers the total payout by a bit, which actually isn't that bad because it picks all the equipment and everything for you that you're going to need, and then you're off to the races. That's pretty sweet. Now I think it's field 8 we have to cultivate. As I said, we can get out there and get it started, and then we can pretty much just hire somebody to tackle the rest of the work for us. Well, we go off and do other things, and that way we're earning cash from a contract at the same time as we're going back to our own farm to maybe work on some other stuff. All right, there's the equipment we have to work with this time. Now, oddly enough, I have a... What is that? What is that there for? Is that fuel for the tractor? Do we actually have to fuel up the tractor when we buy them brand new? I guess that makes sense. Kind of be nice if they came with a full tank, but... I think that's fuel? That's really hard to tell. Jumping this fancy John Deere tractor, the 8400R, that's not bad. F1, it does seem to be full of fuel, so why do I have that? I don't know, is it like bonus fuel in case it's needed to complete the job? I don't get it. That was a terrible backing up job. Hold on, we'll do this properly. All right, we got that connected. The cultivator shouldn't need that. I don't know what the deal is. I really don't know what that is. It might be fuel. I'm not entirely sure. All right, so that's cultivating field 8. So we're down here now. We have to get up to this large field. This field's pretty big. It's going to take a lot. It might actually require refueling along the way, so... If that is fuel, it might actually turn out to be a good thing, because we're probably going to need it. Hopefully the train's not coming through. That's a pretty nice looking tractor. I mean, this is definitely more sophisticated than the stuff that we have on the farm right now. Jeez, it's even got an LED display. That's crazy. Whoop, Joe. Sorry, buddy. All right, field 8 is just coming up here on the left, and actually it's right by the livestock. That's pretty cool. I don't know what the span is on this cultivator. It looks like it's probably pretty big, so we'll get it positioned initially. Here. This looks like leftover soybean or something. Okay, so we'll get this all fanned out. See how large is this thing? That's a pretty big cultivator. Definitely significantly larger than the one that I have. That's really cool. Okay, I am definitely not positioned right, though. We need to back this thing up. You know what, let's go inside. Well, this does seem to be a little bit easier to manage to back up this way. Get a better bird's eye view of how it all goes. Let's not take out the car that's parked there, though. That'd be bad. Okay, got all this lined up nicey nice. This vehicle is reserved for contract work. Well, that's fine. We're doing contract work. So that's cool. So because it's a lower lease cost, and you're only leasing it specifically for the job, you can't like take it and do other things, and that way get a lot cheaper lease. But that's all right, because that gives us the chance to earn some extra cash, and it's a pretty reasonable cost overall. Let's hire somebody to do the work for us. Yeah, I'm totally wasting fuel right now because we're cultivating the lawn next to the field, but I guess that's all right. As long as it gets the job done. This field is massive. Can you imagine? We're going to need some significantly larger equipment relative to what we have now before we can start managing fields this big. Let's get them out of there, and they can continue on with that job. Whoop, don't run me over. No farm accidents here. All right. I think I'm going to leave the pickup truck at the shop for right now. We'll go over here. We'll take care of this last strip of barley we have in here that I missed in my initial setup. Hopefully, oh, I didn't line it up again. Some mad skills here. Farmer extraordinaire. Hardly. All right. Grab this. Once we have this little bit here, I missed that tiny little strip there again. Unbelievable. Once we have this, we'll get this emptied out. And then we got to get back into straw baling. I should probably, again, check the field next door for weeds, because I feel like they should be growing up by now. I don't know what the delay is there. Alright, raise this up. I can't even see. I think I missed that tiny little patch there still, so I kind of want to circle around and get a second shot at it. Oh my gosh, I missed a double patch. Alright. That's efficiency at its best. No wasted fuel here. Alright, that field is finally clean. Let's go and dump all the grain out of the harvester so we don't have any just hanging around there for the next time we need it. It's kind of a shame that cultivator is only usable on that the contract farm. Because I could use it for doing the large field that I have at the back here. That'd be kind of handy. Alright, store the barley in there. That was a pretty tiny amount, but that's alright. Don't need this extended anymore. And I guess we might as well put the harvester away since we're not going to need it for a little bit. We don't even have anything even close to being ready to harvest yet. Whew, I smacked it into the wall. Oh, it went through the wall. Good job. Hold that up, maybe. Okay, I'm going to check this field over here for weeds. I really can't believe we don't have any weeds in here yet. That just seems unusual, given how quickly it's growing. It's all fertilized. There's no weeds. That is weird. I guess I shouldn't complain, but just, I don't know. Keep waiting for it to happen. Alright, we don't need the trailer for the hay or the bale picker, so we're going to grab the baler. This is a pretty small field, so I don't imagine we're going to get very many bales out of it. Back that up. Still, we'll get the field cleaned off, and then we're ready to start cultivating once again. Soon we're going to have to start spreading lime. I think this field here we've gotten two crops out of, so one more crop, and then we're ready for lime. I left straw all over the place here. Unfold it. Fire it up. Get the pickups down. In order to save a little extra work later. Oh, that didn't work. There we go. Alright, we'll try to get this little bit here that we messed up on before. I'm not sure what'll happen if I try to... Well, I guess if I try to cultivate that, will I just bury it? Do I have to actually plow it to get rid of it? If I leave tiny little bits on the field, does it matter? I don't even know. That's okay, we'll get all the baling done here. Get our field all nicely cleaned up again. Alright, we got another field of straw cleaned up. A few more bales that'll need picking, but I should probably make sure that I get the bales turned out of here. So, unload the baler is Y. I think we only have... Oh, we had 2 bales there. That's alright. Drop that off. Actually, what is... The coloring on that bale looks a little weird. Is it just shadowing, or... Did we get some grass mixed into this? What's the deal there? Object too heavy. It's funny, when I was trying to pick these up before, I was able to move them around. I shifted them when they were in the stack, but now apparently you can't pick them up by hand. Object too heavy. Alright, I don't know what the deal is. But these look like they may have gotten... It's almost like they've got rot on them. Which is a little bit weird. Considering the straw has only been down for a very short amount of time. That's really weird. These ones too. I wonder if there's a necessity to let the straw dry out before you bale it. I mean, some of these bales look fine, but some of them not so much. I'm not sure what the deal is there. Interesting. That looks an awful lot like bales that have been sitting and getting like mold and stuff on them. Super weird. All right, let's get the baler out of here. And then once we get this part, just probably go check and see how our contract cultivating is going. I'm just gonna ditch the baler over by the barn here again. Stick it right here where we're stacking everything. We'll need to pick up the bales that are in the field, but I'm not in a super rush to do that. Let's see how they. All right, cultivating seems to be going well. How much have they actually covered off the field? Can I see the amount that's been cultivated? Oh, I can. Oh, and I can see the progress too. Although it's not updating the color. All right, so there's a strip down here that doesn't seem to be getting cultivated, but it looks like it's already the end of the field. So hopefully it will consider the job done. Well, this guy's all finished, but she's doing a. Wait a minute, didn't we have a woman in here? Oh, there we go. Yeah. So she's doing a pretty good job. She's getting it all nicely cultivated. She does a lot straighter lines than I do. It's the benefit of AI work, I guess. It'd be really nice to add this money to our account. We don't have enough cash, unfortunately, to do any cattle, and that's really what I want to get into. Just having some cattle. Oh, I wonder if that car going to cause a problem. Nope, she's all about backing up in the field. Why are you stopping? This isn't a spectator sport. That bird is flying super weird. It's gliding straight upwards. I don't think that's supposed to happen. How are they doing that without flapping? That's just wrong. Oh, there he goes. Now he's flapping. All right, whatever. This field's amazing. I don't know how it's growing so much and not getting any weeds. We're going to let that the cultivating contract just kind of go on its own because I don't really need to pay too much attention to that. They're doing a pretty good job. That'll earn us, well, I mean, after the leasing cost of like $1,000 and change, I think it was, we'll still get around $10,000 out of that, which isn't so bad. It's not quite as good as if we had actually just planted and harvested the field on our own. So like that canola that we got over there was good for $35,000 or so, which is pretty nice. I don't know if we had, well, actually we probably did have some in the storage container already. So maybe for the wagon and a half, or the trailer and a half full we got out of it, we probably still made $25,000, somewhere between $20,000 and $25,000. I really should probably cultivate the fields back there now, since we have our people out doing cultivating on other people's farms. We should probably take care of that. I think we're gonna need some grass and stuff cut down here too. This place is getting a little unruly. Alright, cultivator's all hooked up. We got the weight on board. I guess we'll tackle the field that's at the back here first, since it's closest. It's not too big either. I mean, I think we can knock this out and then be done with it. This cultivator looks so small now compared to the one that we're using on that field over there. Good lord. Hopefully we can keep this thing in a straight line. Hire an employee to take... Oh, he's not going to do it. Oh my gosh, I didn't have it started. Oh, hold on. Stop that. Back it up. We've got the line wrong for one. Two, I apparently didn't have the cultivator down, even though I'm sure I hit the V button to make it go down. Okay, it's not really a lot of clearance on this thing. We've actually got to like hug the left wheel with the line that we actually want to cultivate on. Oh, I see what's going on. I moved the weight up and down. I gotta change tools, and then I can put it down. Now we got it. Alright, now we can hire somebody. They can take that over. Hopefully do a proper job cultivating, which I won't necessarily do myself, because frankly, I'm all over the place with that thing. It's brutal. Alright, so we've got cultivating going on all over the place. We're not really ready to seed anything, but we did bring in a nice, decent amount of money to start building up our cash supply again. We're at 70,000. I think next time when we come back, we'll figure out how to sell off some straw. The contract cultivating will be finished, so we'll have the cash from that. We'll be ready to seed some other fields. Get back down to the business of making some more money. Thanks everyone for checking out the video. I'm as always CrypticFox. I'll see all of you next time.